Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Lily Dale Radio, and I'm Colleen Vanderzijden, a registered medium at Lily Dale. And the name of this show is called Embracing Your Essence. It's all about you, who you truly are at your soul level, at your core level. And tonight we are going to be talking about fun with auras. So as you join in tonight, please do say hello so that I know you're here. And I see that Facebook has now moved the comments to a different location yet again. So here we are as it goes, right? So thank you for joining me. And as you come in, do say hello so I know you're here. And the name of the show, as I said, is Embracing Your Essence. And tonight we are going to talk about having fun with auras. That will be a good time. We should have a good time with this one. Before I get to that, of course, we have details that we have to go through. As usual, hi, Alyssa. Look at it is working. Whew, but glad to see. Hello, Georgine, Christine, and hi, Joanna. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's see, lilydaleassembly.org. You can find out everything that's happening at Lilydale. The summer events are not there yet, but they will be coming, I would think, within the next few weeks. I can tell you, I have 2 workshops here. I looked up to see what was coming up. But on March 19th, Fran Walsh is doing a workshop on True Colors, Understanding Yourself and Others. And on March 26th, Psychic Mastery, From Psychometry to Pendulum with Dan Johnson. Those are both from 12:30 to 3:30, but you can find out more about that on lilydaleassembly.org. Lilydale's official Facebook page, Lilydale Assembly Incorporated, my Facebook page, Colleen Vanderzijden, medium and intuitive life coach. And you do want to be watching live tonight from my page if you're interested in getting an aura reading. I will do a few aura readings at the end, only a few, not everybody, because I don't have time for that, but I will do a few at the end, but you have to be on my page so that I can communicate with you and you can tell me if I'm right or not, or you can thank me for giving you an aura reading, whatever it feels like for you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Joanna, Kim, Jan, Denise, Leanne, Mike, Danette, Lori, Courtney. Look at all these people. Kelly, Bristol, Darlene, Patricia. You guys must really be into auras. Sherry, Michelle, Anne, Diana, Roseanne. Oh my goodness, Anjali. I like that name. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but I really like it. So, hi, Kayla. Yeah, Kayla. Ooh, yes. So a couple of details, of course, you want to know. You do want to know, and it'll be the last time I really hype this up. But here it is. Here's my book. I can't see the picture of it, so if it's really bad, I'm sorry. Courageously You, Magical Mind Games to Get Unstuck and Reignite Your Joy. It came out a couple weeks ago. Actually broke the top 100 on Amazon for stress management. So that was exciting. It was a bestseller for a moment there, and that was fun. And if you've bought that book and you've started reading it, I really do want to know what you think about it. I also would love for you to write me some reviews on Amazon so other people can figure out if it's the right book for them. It helps when other people say what they think about it, so we know if we're buying the right books. So if you want to do that, that would be lovely. You can also buy it if you haven't yet, paperback or ebook version. Isn't that fun? And if you want to get a little preview, you can go to my website, colleenvanderzijden.com, and go to my book page, and you can download chapter 1 for free, and you can get a feel for how the book is. And there you go. That's all you need to know for today. One more thing, and then I'll get to reading auras, because auras it's just so much fun. I was trying to think of something to talk about tonight, and I thought, oh, this will be fun. Yes. Hello. Thank you so much for all your kind comments. I have a retreat coming up in June. I'm mentioning it now because it'll probably be limited attendance due to the size of the room. It's the beginning of June. It's called Reimagine Your Life. It's all about letting go of anything that's blocking you from creating or having the life that you want to have, the joyful, deserving life that you should be having. We're going to do some of those things. We're going to be playing with all sorts of stuff. We're going to do some automatic writing. We're going to do some dowsing. We're going to do some pendulums. We're going to work with crystals. We're going to do some art things and do readings from art. We're going to talk a little bit about auras and colors. There's so many things we're going to talk about, but if you go to my website, you can find out more about it there. Reimagine Your Life. Go to my events page and there's a link to it and you will see it. So here we go. What we're going to do, as I said, we are going to talk about auras. You might want to take notes, or you can always play it back later and get the notes then. So we are going to talk about what they are, of course, and I know so many know this, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We're going to talk about how to see auras, how to sense auras, some meanings of the colors that we will see in the auras. We're going to talk about how to do aura readings on yourself and other people. And as I said at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, I'll give some free aura readings to whoever wants them. Only a few, though. I can't do a lot, so probably maybe 5 or something. So I will just pick somebody as we're going. Let's see. And do ask questions as we go, because that helps me fill in gaps. Maybe I've forgotten about something that you want to know, and you can ask a question and I will fill it right in. So thank you again for joining me. So let's get to this fun part. So what is an aura? Okay, when we think about auras, don't we always think about the colors and the shiny energy around the body, right? And really that's what the aura is. It is our energy. And sometimes we can see that energy. We can see the colors in it. Every living thing has an aura. People, animals, plants, even rocks might have an aura because there is an energy within that. I'm not so sure if a desk would have an aura, but living things would definitely have that. So when we think of auras, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started to be able to see auras, it was so exciting just because it was fun and it was really cool to do. And these auras, what they can do is they can reflect. They reflect who we are at all levels. It can reflect our physical state. It can reflect our mental and emotional states, our spiritual health. It can reflect character, personality, our thoughts, who we are. With the aura, it is not stagnant. Sometimes people will say, oh, my aura is, green, but there may be aspects of green in it, but that doesn't mean it's green all the time. So it will change based on your health, how you're doing today, how you're feeling, whatever's going on in your life, and all of that. So it's all based on the energy. When we look at auras, and feeling them as well. So I will talk a little bit about sensing them because you don't have to necessarily see them with your visual eye, but we are going to go over that. We want to be looking at things like the color, the vibrancy, how bright it is, or the size that it is. And a healthy aura, I'll say, it will be clear colors. It won't be murky or dark. It won't be shadows necessarily. It will be it can be bigger, is usually healthier as well. You guys are writing a lot of comments. I have got to go back. Hold on 2 seconds. Hello. Mine is green. Yeah, mine is interesting. I'm not at my own house right now, or I would show you. I've had my aura picture taken a couple of times, and it's so much fun to do that. If you get a chance to do that, they'll take your picture, and they can actually give you a printout all about yourself and the different aspects of your aura, and it's fun to do. Plants and trees have beautiful auras. Just take a walk. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Everything came from dirt, even a desk. True. So we'll have to practice looking and see. We will see about this. So stronger colors, the more bright they are, the more vibrant they are, the bigger they are, generally means that we're healthier, whether it's a spiritual health or physical health, whatever it might be. I used to pick my babysitters years ago based on the size of my students' auras. Now, I wasn't necessarily checking out their auras, but one day in orchestra, I taught orchestra for 30 whatever years, and one day I happened to look in the back of the orchestra. This girl had this most amazing aura. I wasn't even looking for it. It was so bright, and it just extended out so far, and I stopped the rehearsal, and I pointed at her. I said, hey, you, and I said her name. Can you babysit? Do you babysit? Because I want you to babysit. Turned out she was one of the best babysitters ever because her energy was just so strong and so clear. You may have heard stories about auras and let's see. Somebody said once, I saw somebody's aura and it was black and then they died the next day. Auras are a measure of our energy. And so it's really fun to do. Now, auras can be close to our body, or they can shrink, or they expand. They can move. They're always moving. It's energy, so energy has to flow. So you're not going to get like a perfect, column of light right above your head or something. Okay, so it definitely moves. There might even be shapes within it. So the aura, when I think about auras, why is it there? It is a reflection of how we're doing, but also I have the opinion that auras can keep us healthy. that they're not just, in quotes, a reflection of our health, but they are a living energy that can keep us healthy, that can clear some of the energies in our bodies. And we can work with the aura to strengthen it, make it stronger and clearer so that it really can help. So in my mind, it's also a natural energy healing field as well. Sometimes when I'm doing a healing on a person, if it's their energy is really close to their body, I get the impression frequently that the energy is inside their body trying to take care of things, whatever's happening in there. So let's see. I'm going to just give you some details, just details about auras, because I knew if I didn't say these things, somebody would go, well, what about this? What about this? And granted, it was a mini workshop, so I'm not going to go on for 3 hours about it, but I will try to get enough information in there so that you have some things that you can do yourself to play with auras. How much fun is this? I just love doing this stuff. So there are traditional theories about the aura, that it's not just a blob of energy around you, but that there's also layers. So there's the beginning layer, the etheric layer, is the layer closest to the body. This will go out like 2 to 4 inches, give or take. Okay, this is related to the body. The auras in a traditional way, the aura colors, the aura areas, the aura layers are related to the chakras. So if I'll talk a little bit about that, but if you don't know much about the chakras and you want to know more, you can easily Google that or find a book all about chakras and you'll see. So the etheric layer is the close to the body. The next layer is the emotional layer, your feelings, your moods. Then after that, we have the mental layer, which is the thoughts, the thinking, the intellect, that kind of thing. We tend to see when we're first looking at auras the parts that are closest to our body. They tend to be a little bit brighter. When we get out further, it just depends on our ability to see the subtle energies or sense those subtle energies. But if we can start here, then we can expand outward and we can read even more of the aura, not just the part close to the body. After the mental, we have the astral, which is connected to the heart chakra. Okay, so we're basically coming up the chakras with these layers. This is where we're connected to well-being, with love, with relationships, connections to others. I see a question. Let me answer that right away. Does the negative energy of others around you affect your personal aura? Ooh, that's a great question, Cindy. Okay, I'm going to answer that right after I finish the layers. If I don't answer it, somebody remind me. So yes, because yes. So the heart chakra, it's out a little bit further. Then we have the etheric template, it's called, which reflects the physical body and is part of our... It shows our identity and our overall energy. Then we get out further with the celestial causal, which is connected to the third eye. So this is spiritual awareness, intuition, oneness. Then we have the spiritual crown chakra relationship, where it's the soul connection to the divine. Now, back to that question. I have to get to that. And I'm sorry I went through that so fast, but really it's not that important. Does the negative energy of others around you affect you? It can. It can affect you. So in my opinion, this is my opinion, and I don't even know if there's scientific studies on auras, but in my opinion, if our energy, our aura is extending out, okay, if it's going out here, we can expand that aura out with intention. Or if the energy, our aura is helping us become healthier or protecting us even from negative energies. You know how if you're standing next to somebody or somebody's like not so nice to you and you get that weird feeling, it's because their energies, their aura is not matching with yours. It's not on the same wavelength. So when this happens, we might get a little bit disconcerted with what's going on around us. So yeah, somebody else's energy can affect us. If we are in a weaker state for whatever reason, maybe we have a health concern, maybe we're tired, maybe we haven't eaten good food in a while, or we've overextended ourselves, so our energy is a little bit depleted, then somebody else's energy might affect our energy as well. Way back when I first started doing healing, I remember somebody said that the energies from others would come into our body and then our aura would like mutate it and try to take care of that energy. And that may be true. Okay. And I also remember somebody talking about how we can use our aura intentionally to protect ourselves from other people. You remember sometimes people in the morning will set an intention to protect themselves from somebody else's energy. And what we're doing in that case, setting that intention, is we're kind of setting up a boundary around our energy so that other people's energies don't negatively impact us. The stronger your aura is, the more you'll be protected from somebody else's stuff. Also, the more you know yourself, who you are, always my message, always, I will never stop talking about this. The more you know yourself and understand yourself, the stronger your energy will be, because your energy is reflecting your power and your power is reflecting your energy. So the more you know yourself and understand it, your aura will expand and be stronger and brighter. Okay, I went off a little bit on that and gave you a little bit extra information. Are we born with a certain color that connects with ourselves? Ooh, what a good question. What a good question. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm actually going to say yes. I do believe that because of who we are when we come into the physical body here, our soul, its expression, which we've talked about in the past, who we are at the soul level, who we truly are. Now, we are all love, light, all of those positive energies, yes, but we are also a unique expression of the soul. So we each will have a unique aura. And that means when we're doing a reading, we can't just go, oh, you have this color, so you're like this. You have to touch in with yourself and see what feels right. And I'll go over that a little bit more in a minute. So I would bet that, yes, we do have a certain color that might be a theme, we'll call it, for ourselves. And that doesn't mean we don't have other colors, because it's very rare to only have one color in your aura. You're going to have more than one. So yes, so that's interesting. So now, let's see. Why do we want to read auras? Why do we want to know about auras? I mean, it's fun. That's a good thing, right? Fun is always good. But why do we want to know about that? We want to know about this because it's going to give us information about ourselves. It's going to give us information about other people. You can use this to measure your health, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. You can use it to measure someone's emotions. And this is not a judgmental thing. We're just curious. We want to know. We want to play with it. It's all about playing. You might find out some areas that need healing. And then if you know that something's going on, you might know where to go in your body to do some healing on yourself or others. Does your soul have an aura? Oh, what a great question. And I'm going to go out and answer that one too. Yes, I do believe that your soul does have an aura. And I am going to, without any proof whatsoever, tell you that I believe it would be the pure white light of the divine. That's what I would tell you. So if your soul has that, now here's something fun too. Colors are so interesting. Within the white light, there are other colors. So it's as though all colors are everywhere and within everything. Certain ones, yes, will be stronger than others. But if our soul is white, but then our divine individual expression may have other colors with it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to backtrack and check your comments to make sure I didn't miss anything really important that I need to respond to, because you have so many. I would love to know my aura. Yes. Something else. Oh, in my head and right out the other way. Aura printouts and psychic spaces. Yes, those are fun. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any other questions here so I don't leave them out. So what we'll do. Oh, yes, that's a good one. Thanks, Lisa. You just reminded me of something. I'm going to read her comments. I remember the last time I was at Lilydale, I was walking around and saw one of the mediums there. I asked her for a reading and she agreed. She then asked me if I had been meditating recently. I told her no, and she said the reason I asked is because I see a strong red aura around you. Ooh, how fun. Yes, auras are so interesting. You can intentionally look for them, or sometimes, as I talked about earlier with my babysitter, you can just sometimes see them. John Edward, if you've never watched him as a medium, I recommend that you do. I watched him several times live before COVID. And on stage, when he's connected and doing his readings, he's in that flow of spirit. And he was glowing gold. Absolutely glowing gold. Now, I could see it because I see auras with some regularity. But somebody in the audience raised their hand and said, excuse me, but do you know there's this glowing light around you? And everybody started laughing, and he started laughing. When someone is truly in the flow of spirit, Their aura is going to be very pure and it's going to be very big. It may be gold, it might be other colors, but when we're in that spiritual flow, it's going to be bigger. When we meditate, our aura does expand because what's happening is our aura, our energy is connecting with the universal divine energy. So as it connects, it's going to expand, and meditation can help do that too. Let's see. We are going to, how am I going to do aura readings online? I am going to talk about that and do different colors have different meanings. They do. And I'm going to go over the colors. So what I think I'll do is I'll tell you how to see auras now, because that will be fun, won't it? Then we'll talk a little bit about how to sense auras. So without necessarily seeing, like, because I know some of you are thinking, how am I personally going to do aura readings if I cannot see you? I am going to sense it and go from there. Let's see, do different colors, how online, can spirit show up in aura? That's a good question. I am going to say no on that, and that is a wavering no, only because spirit can show up and not necessarily of your aura. So you might, now some people see spirit, they see that energy. It's very similar in a sense to seeing auras. I do want to say though, that you might see orbs, which is a form of spirit, right? So you might see orbs if you have spirit around you helping you. So that's a yes and a no answer. Okay. We'll play with that some more. How do we stay within that big aura or maintain that? With intention, with meditation. I am actually going to skip now to a section. I have a section in here and I don't know where to put it, but I'm skipping there now. How to strengthen and cleanse your aura, ours or others, because this stuff can apply to us, ourselves, and other people. And our point would be, of course, to make our aura, encourage it to be as strong and as clear as possible. Hold on, Mike. I'm going to come back to that. Outside of a photo show, I'd love one. This is so cool. Would love an aura reading. Okay, good. Okay, so to strengthen our aura, number one, it helps if we believe there's one there. I can tell you there is. I have seen auras everywhere. There's always one there. Meditation, yes. Affirmations. You might say something in the morning. If you want to play with auras, you might say something to yourself like, my aura is strong and clear. My aura is a true reflection of my soul. Today, I spend my time basking in the glow of my aura. Whatever feels right for you. You can do things like that. Energy work, okay, can help. And I'm going to do that in a minute when we talk about seeing auras. Visualization. So if you're doing a meditation and you want to visualize maybe that white light in your soul and then visualize it expanding. And then open your mind up and allow your mind to just go wherever it goes in terms of colors, sizes, shapes, movement, whatever you happen to feel, okay? We will talk about seeing in a second, so that'll be a different thing. You can expand and strengthen it by sound, music, toning, chants, tuning forks, bowls. You can also expand it and make it clear by using sage, burning it around you, or a sage spray. Okay, so those things can help strengthen and clear, cleansing the aura. If someone has really affected you negatively, or you're feeling a lot of self-doubt, something like this, where you're struggling emotionally, what may happen is that your aura will go and go closer to your body because it's like it's protecting you. So you can actually use your hand energetically to expand it out, okay? And I'm going to talk about how to do this. I'm going to backtrack now to what I was going to talk about. This may help to carry with seeing auras outside of a foot or so, too, as I go, okay? Let's see, mindfulness. Yes, mindfulness. Yeah, there's so much to say about auras. There's just so much to say. Let me keep going in the thoughts that I have on my notes here so that I wasn't going to leave something else. And and see if some of these are answered. And if they're not, continue to ask questions. Can the color of your or someone else's aura, can you the color? I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, Carol. If you've been told your crown chakra is blocked, will that impact the color of your aura? Oh, that's interesting, Lori. If your crown chakra is blocked, okay, this is a little off track, but not. If your crown chakra is blocked, what you may feel you'll almost feel as though there's a big pressure on the top of your head. It could be almost painful there, okay? Our energy is always flowing. We may have times where the energy feels blocked, but it's not totally blocked. It just gets a little bit stagnant in areas. Okay, and that's where we might do things with energy work to get things moving a little bit more. I would believe that if your crown chakra is struggling to express itself, to be there, that yes, it would affect the color of your aura. But you can change this. And we are going to talk about this. You can expand this. Energy work is amazing. Yes, it is. Can you change the color? Oh, there you are. Thank you, Carol. Sorry. Can you change the color of your or someone else's aura? No, you cannot. It's funny because sometimes people in the spiritual fields, the metaphysical fields, right? We have in our heads, right, that purple is a great spiritual color, which it is. And so, say I'm reading your aura and I say to you, okay, you have a really nice yellow color with a tinge of orange. And you're like, oh no, I don't have any purple. Does that mean I'm not spiritual? That doesn't mean that at all. But sometimes we want certain things thinking that those colors are best, right? If we're a healer, we might want to have the green color. I would suggest that we allow the colors to be as they are, because they are a reflection of who we truly are. And all colors are good, unless there is something really weird happening in there. And I will talk about that too. So all colors are good. So they are unique to ourselves. And they will change and adjust over time. Although, as I said a little bit earlier, we may very well have a similar color that seems to be a theme for ourselves. You can send... speaking of healing, you can send color to people as you're healing. For example, if I am working with somebody for healing work and they have had a divorce, okay, that means their root chakra might be out of alignment. That means their safety and security, that is represented by the root chakra, may be feeling off, wobbly or something. So what I might do would be to send the color red. That's the traditional color that goes with the root chakra. I might send the color red to them to give them the energy so they can get back to their stability. But I also intuitively might say to myself, no, that will be too much for them. Maybe instead I need to give them the color blue so that they can communicate their needs, so they can communicate what is important to them, so they can recognize their own truth. Okay, so there's a lot I can talk about here, as you're seeing. I could see most people's aura when I was younger, stopped sometime in my 20s, have difficulty seeing them now at all. Praying on this coming back. We are going to go over seeing auras in about 1 minute. You are welcome. Do these machines that read auras legitimate? I think, I think some of them are. They're certainly fun to do. And if you do get a printout of a reading, it's fun to read and you can decide for yourself if it makes sense to you. Usually they affirm who you are, how you're doing, what's going on in your life. And it might also show some areas that are not as strong. And if it makes sense and it feels right to you, then you know what to work on. If you... Let's see, we'll use jealous. Say you're jealous of other people and it shows up with this murky green color and it says, oh, you're jealous of other people. You're not secure in yourself. Then you'll know, okay, that's something I need to work on. Okay, I'm kind of going off track on you guys. But yeah, they're fun to play with. Next time I see one, I'm doing it again. I've seen veterans whose crown chakras are sealed and red, or they are displaced right or left. Does that make sense? Yes. After I had my car accident a long time ago, my energy shifted. It took me a long time to figure out what was going on. I couldn't figure it out. My energy had moved over. I don't know how else to describe that. And at my feet level, it was like something was hanging off of my feet. I could feel the energy on my lower legs and stuff. I didn't understand it at that time, but it took me a while. Finally, eventually, I figured out what was going on, and then energetically, I managed to get it back to where it should be. And I would expect that if veterans whose crown chakras are sealed or red, they're displaced, that they spent so much time protecting themselves that they actually shut their energy down because they had to. And that doesn't mean it has to stay that way. It can be opened up with an energy worker or someone else who knows chakra or aura work. Why would someone want to change someone else's aura? Somebody might want to change somebody else's aura, thinking, obviously, we wouldn't try to do this without permission, because that's rude and unethical. But somebody might want to change somebody else's aura to help them. If they need healing, we might want to send them green. Okay, that doesn't mean it's going to change their aura, however. So it's kind of two separate things here. We're not really changing their aura as much as we are sending them a color. Do you see them the same as our animals? Yes, you can see auras with your animals as well. So that's a good lead-in to how to see auras. Wait, one more comment. I recently have been in a car accident. I feel like my body has been more in a mediation state, if that makes sense. It's probably, your energy is probably trying to rebalance itself. And we allow the energy to do that, but we can also help it ourselves. So apparently I'm going to go there some tonight too. So how to see auras. Seeing auras is kind of like looking at heat coming off a hot pavement or like a stove. Okay, it might be like a wavy light. Okay. What you can do you remember those things years ago where there were like lots of dots and stuff, and if you got your eyes unfocused, you could see a picture within this lots of dots or whatever it was? It's kind of like that. You had to unfocus your eyes in order to do it. So to see an aura, you kind of have to unfocus and not look too closely. One way to really play, well, there's so many ways, but the first way I'm going to talk about is to look at the area around plants, especially in springtime, outside in springtime. So what we do is we look on the edge of the plant. So this is a plant. I'm assuming you guys can see me. Let me just go back up here where the camera is so I can see myself for a minute. Yes, okay, good. I just want to double check myself. I got to get back down here. Where did my comments go? Oh, they're there. Oh, Colleen and technology. So, wait, I'm just scrolling to the end. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, here we are. Magic eye pictures. Thank you, Sherry. Yes, okay. So if this is a plant, instead of looking right here at the plant, you're going to look around it. So these are like leaves, and you look around it. So you look at it, you might look at it a little bit and stare at it just a little. And then you kind of unfocus your eyes and look on the edges of it. Typically what we'll see with plants will be a silvery kind of look. And you'll see it very close. If you keep looking, you can expand your vision on it. Outside in springtime, looking at trees, up at the sky is so cool because you will just see this beautiful clear light around them, especially as the buds are coming out on the trees. Now, if you happen to have a house plant, okay, now pretend my microphone is a plant for a minute. If you happen to have a house plant and you're looking here and you want to expand the aura, this is the same thing you will do for yourself. Is you put your hands here like this, as though you're doing healing, because in here we have palm chakras that we would use for healing, and this is how we do healing, and that's a whole other workshop. But go like this around it, and if you're around the plant, what you might start to notice is you might get some tingling in your fingers, your palm. You might start to feel heat or cold. Okay, so what you want to do first is you're connecting to the plant's energy. Okay, so you connect to that energy, and then to expand the aura, you pull it up slowly, like it's taffy or something very slow, and you're pulling it up. And when you come back, you come in very gently because it is a living thing. When I'm doing healing workshops, giving healing workshops to people, and I talk about entering and leaving the energetic field, we don't want to be tough with it. You know how if somebody comes up to you and they're too close, too fast, it kind of jolts your energy. It's the same thing with plants. It's the same thing doing healing work. You have to enter the energy field gently. And when you enter it, you connect, and then you can pull it up and expand it. And as you pull it up and expand, you can look between the plant and your hand and start to see the light that is in there coming with your hand still connected to the plant. So much fun. They say at dusk is easiest to see the aura of tree line on the horizon, just above the trees. Yes, it certainly would be cool to look at it then, because then you have just a little bit of a dimness up there that might help too. Okay, so that's one way. If also, too, if you're looking at a plant at your house, make sure you don't have a whole bunch of stuff in the background of it that would distract you. It might be better with a light colored wall, or a tan color, something like this, that's one solid color, so that you can see it more clearly in that way. Now, another way to do this is to look at your hands. Literally look at your hands. Same thing. I used to do this at night while I was lying in bed, where the light was very dim. I had a bedside light, and I would put my hand up above my head like this, and so the ceiling was behind my hand. So I would look around my fingers to see what light was there. It's really fun to do. I know, isn't it amazing? I love working with energy. It's just so much fun. So, and you do this and you just kind of look at it and keep your eyes unfocused and know that it really is there. It's really there. And you can see it. What tends to happen when people are first learning how to see auras is they start to see it, then they blink, of course, because we can't keep our eyes staring forever. So they blink, and then it kind of disappears a little bit, but just keep your eyes there and just come right back to it again, and then you can see it. It will come back. Another fun thing to do is to put your fingers together like this. Okay, now you already see it around your fingers a little, but if you do this, and you pull your fingers apart, you'll be able to see the thin line coming like this, right between your fingers. So you just pull it apart nice and slowly, staring in the middle between your fingers. And you're just watching. Actually, I'm seeing mine as I'm talking about it. If any of you are trying this now, because we are doing this, and other people are probably playing with it as well, it is more likely you're going to see it now because our energies are all connected. We're all here. And so the more we touch into that energetic field, all of us can do this. It's really amazing. I should pause for a minute in case you've joined me and you don't know who the heck I am. So I'm Colleen Vander Zijden, medium. I'm a life coach, help people do all sorts of stuff, teach all sorts of workshops. There you go. That's all you need to know for now. Okay, so we can do this and pull it apart. So I would do that at night too, like this. And as I do this now, I can actually see a green color and a clear color. And then I might go like this and play with it. Because how fun is this? The other thing you can do is if you can get it going between your palms. This is a little bit harder to do, I think, in the beginning, but only because we're not used to this. This is a little easier to see that way. But once you start playing with it, it becomes easier and easier to do. So you can do this as well. And then you can also manipulate that energy in between. Another thing you can do is look at yourself in a mirror. I actually painted the cupboards behind a house I used to own so I could see my aura better. I painted them a certain color. It was like this ugly, I don't even know what color it was. It was like this tannish, brownish color. It was gross. So I painted it white so the reflection behind me in the mirror would make it easier for me to see my aura. So I painted that. Lisa, oh my God, I see a yellow aura. Isn't it fun? Right? And, really, I think the point of, besides it is fun, it's also letting us all know that we do have energy And the energy does mean something, and we can use that energy to help other people, to help ourselves, to get information, to keep ourselves healthy, to help other people be healthy. So there's so much here. There is so much more to life than what we see with our physical eyes. So much more. Let's see. I'm going to see what Heidi says. Whenever I've had a fever, I feel like it has made it easy for me to see colors and light and how everything is connected by light. A cool part of having a fever sometimes. Oh, that's kind of wild. That is wild. Makes sense though. So it does make sense. Now, so in a mirror. So pretend you're a mirror to me right now. Okay. So what I would do is I would stare at my head and then I would stare at this area around my head. And do the same thing. Let my eyes unfocus and just look here. And my intention originally is to look for light. I want to look for light. And then as I start to breathe and relax, because we don't want to get all tense with this. This is fun, right? Grace saw a fine purple line. Yes. So we can take our hands, just like we did with my plant here. We can take our hands and connect with the aura here. Okay, now we're looking in a mirror for this example. We can connect with it here. And what we're doing, it's very similar to what we do with energy work or healing, is we're coming in, we're connecting, and then we can use our hands to pull the energy up and expand it even more. And then you, again, look between your head and your hand and start to notice the color going up, just like when we did the finger thing. You'll notice the color coming up and expanding out. And so you can do this. Now, the retreat, I mentioned it earlier in the beginning, the Reimagine Your Life retreat, we're going to do some of this at the retreat, and people are going to read each other's auras and stuff. And we're just going to have a ball there. It's going to be so much fun. Automatic writing. Oh, so many things. But so we're going to do some of this so we can start to read it. It's probably, Courtney is asking if it's faint because we are just starting, or is it my aura dull? It is probably faint because you are just starting. And yes, our aura does change with our mood and feelings. It definitely does. Now, we can make this stronger with those things I mentioned earlier, with intention, with deep breaths. So when I'm wanting to look at my aura, just for fun, of course, I will breathe really deeply. And my intention is to strengthen and expand my aura. I may also set an intention. I want to see the colors around me. Now, we have to be careful we don't try to make the colors be something we want it to be. Do not get attached to, oh, this is the best color to have. I need to have it. Every time I teach a workshop, everybody has to have purple folders because it's the spiritual color. Okay? Don't get attached to that with your aura. Let it be what it is. It's curious. We want to be curious. So we just kind of do it the way we do it. So now looking, I'm brown, my dog is yellow. I love it. I love it. Isn't it fun? So reading other people's auras, okay? It's the same principle. It's the same thing we're talking about. I did a reading this past summer, and for some reason, I don't normally look at people's auras while I'm doing a reading with them, but sometimes, like I said, sometimes they're so bright or so strong, or by the end of the reading, they've gotten stronger because they're more connected to spirit, or they're feeling more inspired in whatever way. Their aura might be bigger. And there's this woman last summer whose aura just got bigger, and I said, hey, I can see your aura, and I told her a little bit about it. It's not a typical thing to do in a mediumship reading, but it popped in, so there you go. So then I walked outside after, and she came down the street and she had a bunch of kids with her and they all wanted me to read their auras. So I was like, okay, stand here. So what you want to do is you want them in a certain place. You want the people to be in a certain place. So behind them is kind of white. Like actually this room I'm in is, I don't know what color it really is. It's kind of like a light blue, I think. But you can see auras through Zoom or Facebook or whatever. And you may be able to see my aura, some of you, just from where I am right now. So you want to have them with something like that, with not a lot of busy stuff behind it, because then it's harder to see. And then you're going to do the same thing. You look here, then you focus here. It's kind of like a peripheral look around it. I usually look at the head and shoulders area. The aura will be in other places, but for some reason this is easier for me. And it's also, I mean, that's where our spiritual connection is, so that's part of it. So that's where it will be. And as you're looking, again, You just want to be curious. So you can also sense auras, okay? Sometimes I might look at an aura and it looks like maybe vaguely yellow, but I know because I'm sensing that it is yellow. So I'll go, okay, I see yellow in your aura and it feels like this to me, and then explain it. And as I'm doing that, the aura, the yellow, will actually get brighter and stronger as I'm talking about it. So a way to practice sensing auras, it's the same as sensing energy, it's the same as having intuition, is we want to practice sensing how other people are feeling. Okay, this doesn't mean you violate their personal space or their privacy. Okay, but if somebody's talking to you, you can sense in your head how they're feeling. You can get it in there. If you're an empath, you're already doing this. Okay, you're already picking up on other people's energies. If you're a sensitive, same thing. Okay, so if you're already very empathic, empathetic, you're very sensitive, you know how other people are feeling, this will be easier for you to do. So this is just another way to play with connecting with people and helping people. So what you want to do there is, if you're sensing somebody, you might say to yourself, okay, this person seems to be really struggling with something, and you might go to yourself, the color I feel for that, and don't try to make it be a certain color, but just say, I'm feeling that you might be green, your aura is green or something, and you might just feel it that way. And then what you do is you just kind of read it from there. You can also, and it is similar to doing healing work, you can put your hand in the energy field. And when I'm working in the energy field for healings, I'm above the body, I'm feeling the aura. Okay, you can do that with somebody. Or you may be a kind of person who, if you touch somebody, you immediately get information. You might immediately know how to do the aura. So to do an aura reading, you're going to use your own intuition. Okay, you're gonna start checking in with yourself and trusting that what you're feeling is true. We've got to trust it. You're going to look at or look for or sense the colors. The colors are really the avenue that we like to use for auras. And even though I talked about the different layers of the aura, okay, the physical, the emotional, and the mental are closest to the body, and they may be the ones we see the most because those are what's happening right now in our lifetime. So we're going to see them the most. As we get out further in the energetic field, that's where we move into the more spiritual related qualities, okay? So those may be more subtle. You may be able to expand them with your hand if you're working with somebody energetically, or with your intention. You may be able to expand and ask for that aura to expand and be stronger and clearer so you can see it. Okay, so you can do this. What I don't want you to do is go, okay, I'm feeling like I'm out here about a foot away or 2 feet away or whatever, and that must be the 4th layer, and that's the astral plane. That's too much thinking. Just trust yourself and go with what shows up. It may be easier to see those first 3 layers, but that's okay. There will be an overlay of other colors that do come in with the spirituality. And you are the one doing the reading, so you get to decide what it feels like to you. Okay, I feel sort of lost within my aura at this time. Ooh, explain that further, Mike. I want to know more about that. I feel sort of lost within my aura at this time. Yeah, definitely explain that more. I want to know what that means. I'm seeing your aura in layers: blue, then green around that, then yellow, then orange, peach, or pink. Yeah, there's a lot of aura colors here. When I am in spirit, connected here, and I'm connected now because I'm inspiring at this moment, my aura will get big and it'll move around a lot. And as I'm thinking, I will move into the thinking colors. And then as I get inspired again, then I move into the more spiritual colors. And so it kind of goes all over the place. So let's see, the colors and the meanings. It does help to have some traditional color meanings. Whoever makes these up, they have become I don't want to say a rule, a guide. They've become a guide for us to understand colors. But as you go and you play with this more, you're going to create your own meanings that feel right to you. You may take a certain one and then expand upon it. It does help to be a little bit aware of the chakras. just because of the color relationships there. And I will mention those in a second as I go over the colors for you. As you're reading someone else, and this is really important, that you are positive when you read someone. So generally, we've already discussed the colors, the aura. We want it to be bright. We want it to be vibrant. We want the colors to be really colorful. We want it to be on the bigger side. Okay, that generally means stronger and healthier. But if we look at someone's aura, or we sense their aura, and it seems to be darker, okay, you want to make sure you phrase it in a positive way. So if you look at somebody, and we'll use the color red because the color red has several different meanings to it. If it's a dark red and it might feel angry to you or aggressive or problematic in some way, okay? So say you see that, you feel that. You don't want to say, oh, are you angry all the time? Like, I think you're an aggressive person. You don't want to do that. You might say something like, I feel like your energy is a little bit imbalanced, and maybe you might want to open your perception up to look at some of your problems from a different angle to help you release some of your anger. You might say something like that if you're helping somebody else. You don't want to say, oh, you're so angry. Whew, this is horrible. This is the worst aura I ever saw. You don't ever want to do anything like that. You must always recognize that when you're doing any kind of reading with somebody or for somebody, that you're positive, and the point is to be uplifting. Even if you saw a black aura, which is extremely rare. Okay, if you see a black aura, tell them to go to the doctor and get physically checked because their energy is depleted. Okay, but even if you see that, that's what you're going to do. You're not going to go, oh my God, I hope you don't die. Your aura is so bad. Never. Okay, backtracking, and then I will talk about the colors. This is where, if you might want to take notes, this is where you would want to have a piece of paper handy, but you can also Google it. It's everywhere. Okay, backtracking on what people are saying. Do you believe there is a relation to when you are one day feeling a certain color, say picking up more objects that are blue, to it being your aura? Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Yes, and I use color when I'm getting dressed too. And I was talking to one of my coaching groups about this, how if I need more energy, I'll wear a redder color, but it's also my favorite color. So I will wear that. If I'm feeling a little bit too out there in my mind, I will wear a gray color to ground myself more. So we can use color that way. So certain colors may attract us more at times. Is it possible to see the energy but not necessarily colors? Yeah, absolutely, Kim. You can see the energy and not necessarily the colors. And that is perfectly fine as well. And you can intuit colors if you're interested in doing that. I cannot see my own. I have in the past, but I'm relearning who I am as a person. My aura is not clear. Okay, two things, Mike. Relearning who you are as a person is extremely important, and I'm glad you're doing that. Your aura may just be a little bit fuzzy because you're releasing things that are no longer true for you. So you're letting go of energies that are no longer true for you. So for you, I would suggest doing some energy work to clear and strengthen that aura. Okay, that will help. Ashley, that must be why I wear black all the time, to ground yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna change my plan for 2 seconds, and I'm going to go to Mike for a minute, and I'm actually going to give him an aura reading right now. And then I'm going to talk about the colors a little bit more because I've kind of just given you bits and pieces here and there. So Mike, your aura, when I touch into that, is actually a beautiful, beautiful color, because what I am seeing is like swirling of colors. Okay, I literally am seeing swirling of colors. I do see a lighter white coming through, and as I feel that white coming through, what it is doing is what I just mentioned to you, clearing out things that are no longer of value for you. And as I see this, and the motions I'm doing are this. I, for some reason, and I trust spirit on this, want you to do motions like this to bring your aura up and out. So you're bringing your energy up from the bottom, up and out. With that swirling also, you have this really awesome green color that is in there as well. It's like a seafoam green. And this to me tells me that you have spent quite a bit of time healing yourself, but also that you have a really strong sense of empathy for other people, and that you are improving on that, and you're starting to really connect with them and let them know you see them, and you're helping to inspire them. And along with that too, There is a bit of orange in your aura too. Orange is a really cool color because for me, it symbolizes a lot of creativity. And so I would expect that you look at things from different angles and you're open to exploring different things. Okay, so there's how to do a reading online without seeing the aura. So what I'm doing is I'm sensing his energy. And we can do this just like we do a phone reading, which I don't do phone readings anymore because I don't like them. I only do video now. But we can do it this way. So when I'm in person with somebody, it's fun to do. When I'm on video, I can see it as well. But we can touch in, we can sense the energy. And why is this? Somebody out there tell me what I always say. Because we are one. Our energies are all connected. So we can read the energies, even though I can't see Mike. Okay. So let me go over some of the colors and then I'll do some more of those readings. Oh, you're so welcome, Mike. I'm so glad. Yeah, you have a great energy, and I know everybody on here does. So we're going to have fun. So red goes with the root chakra. Generally, it means home, stability, grounding. Red can help us with energy and enjoying life. And depending on the color, the shade of it, how it feels to you. It could be, as I said, symbolizing aggression or anger or those things. It depends on how it feels. So you got to trust yourself and sense. Okay, sense what feels right to you. Orange goes with the sacral chakra, the next one. That goes with our emotions. Okay, if I see a lot of orange in there, it's creativity for me because that goes with the second chakra for me, but it also goes with emotions. So we see a lot of orange. We might also feel ambition or happiness with family, friends, and those connections. If it's cloudy or dark, and there's, you just get like icky color orange, that might mean the person is learning things the hard way, or they overreact, or they're vain or proud. Okay, so they're a little imbalanced in that chakra. Yellow for me is the solar plexus, and that means personal power, our confidence, our belief in ourselves. It also goes with intelligence. It can also go with charisma and talking, being balanced, being playful. Somebody who has an overreactive yellow there would be very egotistical, talking too much about themselves, maybe overthinking, or maybe being critical. As you start to read auras, you'll start to feel it, and you'll know what's right. Green goes with the heart. So love, self-love, nurturing, generous, forgiveness, calm. Lots of times green goes with teachers, healers, nature lovers. If you have a dull foresty green, it's kind of like jealousy, resentment, somebody who feels like they're never wrong. Also with the heart can be pink as well. And that is, a pink goes for me with compassion, gentle kindness. The heart is open. When that's not balanced, we might struggle with boundaries. Okay. So that could be. Blue is the throat generally, the throat area. That's communication. So all these go with the chakras. And we put our own little spin on it. So expression of truth, being balanced, calm, maybe serious, sometimes protective of others. You can think about, the mother bear and getting somebody, being supportive. Sometimes if we're out of balance here with the throat chakra and the blue color, we may not be communicating. Okay. We might notice that we have physical issues in the throat area, and we might be lonely with that. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at the comments. That's how it would look like now. Yes. Okay. Indigo, third eye. This kind of goes with purple to me too. We get up in this area. We're in the spiritual realms. We're in with awareness, intuition, sensitivity, empathic, empathetic, higher self, psychic. Crown chakra is this the vibrant purple, the really spiritual, sensitive, our dreams, our artistic intuition, all of that stuff up there. White is the spirit color. We don't see a lot of just white in an aura. We might see pieces here and there, but generally we'll see some white. Rarely. It usually means that we're not materialistic. We're more concerned with other things in life than the physical presence. We might think of the auras we see around the paintings of Jesus, for example. That's pure white glowing halo. Look at how long I've talked. I'm going to go a little late if you guys want, so I can do some readings. And let's see, black, dark colors, energy is exhausted, could be grief, holding on to pain. Sometimes somebody who's gone through grief might have some dark splotches in there, okay? And that's understandable. But the other colors will help as we go. And you might have negative thoughts a lot. There's other colors as well, but that gives you an overview. I do things based on the chakras, but I also have my own meanings of things. So let's see. When we feel stuck in our path, I'm feeling very stuck on my own path again, and like blah, how does that affect our aura? Your aura, Heidi, will come into your body more if you're feeling stuck. So, Heidi, I'll go with you for a minute and I'll give you a little bit of a reading. And I'll probably only do like 3 more after Heidi, just so y'all know. And I'm just going to go with whatever feels like I should go with. So, with Heidi, what's happening here with you is I'm getting a bit of stagnation. I don't like that word. The color yellow for you, but the yellow has been overlaid with, gosh, what color is that I'm feeling? Oh, it's like a bluish color. So there's a yellow overlaid with bluish, okay? Now, yellow for you is your personal power. It is your ability to trust yourself, believe in yourself. The blue overlay that I see over it, it's not a dark blue. I'm looking around the room to see what kind of blue it is to my mind. It's actually a beautiful pastel blue overlay. And there is a feeling of a need of communication more toward yourself than to others. Although I do understand that you have been communicating your needs to others more recently. And it feels like you've been trying to let people know what you're really thinking and feeling. But a lot of it has to come from within first for you to acknowledge your truth to yourself. So we've got this beautiful yellow where your confidence is, and we have this beautiful blue that's overlaying it. For you, I would suggest that you work with some blue energy to strengthen that even more. You might want to do some of these motions as well to help strengthen that. If you've had like sore throats or tension in here, you might try humming. Humming can move the energy a little bit too. And also with you, this is really cool actually, Heidi, what I'm going to tell you right now. You have around your head area, I'm going to call them speckles of light. Okay, speckles of light. I see like silver light, and silver is abundance, by the way. I see speckles of silver light, and it actually reminds me, somebody said something earlier about spirit joining us. It feels like guides or spirit orb kind of energy around you. If you've been getting some headaches because the energy is intense up here, do this. It's kind of similar to what I told Mike to do. Do this to expand the energy out. So if things are happening there, yeah, you have a lot of guidance from the other side, a lot of support coming in, judging by the sparkles here. And you also have that real true ability to speak. You have a real true ability to speak. Okay, there. Whew. There you go, Heidi. There's some stuff for you. Go late. Yes, I know, right? I know. I didn't know I was going to go so late, but it was funny. I was trying to think about what I was going to talk about tonight. And I was like, let's do something fun rather than, let's improve yourself like I always do, which is fun too. But auras are fun. I hope my aura is still shining bright, as I do feel very worn down and closed off. Yes. So, Courtney, what you'll want to do is some of these motions to expand it out. A lot of deep breath and a lot of intending to connect to the oneness for you. I would recommend connecting with the silver energy as well. That's the abundance energy. And since I'm talking to you, let's just give you something else and then I'll look for other people. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're like, no, what do I have to say to get her attention? Magenta. I got some magenta in with you. Magenta is such a cool color because it's about being you. And I would expect that you've kind of overextended yourself a bit, or you have been trying to keep other people happy and kind of forgetting about yourself. But I feel the magenta around you. So I know that that is a very strong part of who you are. So play with that magenta energy to bring your energy out even more. And a plug for my book at this point, because my book is all about helping you, not you necessarily, Courtney, I'm talking to everybody, you become you, who you really are. The more I played with these strategies in the book over 20 years now, the happier I became, the more vibrant my energy is. My guy called me the other day. He told me I was almost annoyingly happy. I am claiming that because that's awesome. So here we are. So yeah, so if you're looking for some guide to help you be more of who you are, find my book on Amazon, Courageously You, Magical Mind Games to Get Unstuck and Reignite Your Joy. It works. I'm telling you. I've used it with everybody. Let me see who else is on here that I want to talk about. Who do I want to talk about? Who do I want to talk about? Yeah, see, here, this is what's happening. So Courtney Soder, sorry, I wasn't looking at it correctly, figured out my who's getting my attention apparently is people saying, I have a problem. What should I do? I'm not sure if my aura could indicate some guidance because you know me, people pleaser me wants to help. So yes, when we are at a crossroad in life, our energy will reflect that. Our auras will reflect it. And what's really cool, Courtney, here, is you. This is interesting. You have yellow and orange. Okay, yellow is that confidence, that personal power, intelligence, balance. You've got that happening. I'm also wondering if you might be a little bit of an overthinker on that. And so you, with the orange, I get it. The orange that comes in is creativity. And this feels like creativity and looking at your situations from a different angle and allowing the answers to come to you. You're the kind of person who's always taken care of details. You've taken care of making things happen. And you're very good at that. And you know how to figure things out. So the crossroads has been a little bit of a test for you because you're not sure exactly what step is. And the aura is telling me it's allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to let it be and let it come to you and trust it. Do you consider yourself a creative person there? That's interesting. Yeah, so that's very interesting. That's kind of cool. Allowing it to be and being creative. So if you think there's a certain answer, there may be other answers around it. And you're good at that. So you'll figure that out. My classroom was bright colors, like to know me. It's like if gold. Gold, I always take gold to mean a very highly spiritually developed energy. I take gold to be that way. In my mind, it feels like royalty to me. You know, like the top of the top is gold. And that would be a very vibrant. And if it is vibrant, it should be like glowing, sparkly, and everything. You know, like that. Suzanne, the overlays, they're usually, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I can explain this. Sometimes they're blended, but it's like I can see one layer of a color and another layer on top of it. So even though they are two layers on top of each other, they're not necessarily blended. I can see both at the same time. Isn't that interesting? I sent your aura around your head is silver as well. An aura reading. Let's see. Ooh, let's talk about this. Well, crystals, you are drawn to interact with your aura color. Now, that is so fun. I'm so glad you said that, Lori, because I wrote this down for my retreat and I forgot about it. For tonight. Crystals are really cool because you can, if something grabs you, a crystal grabs you, it has energy with it. So there may be within your whatever gets your attention, it might be a reflection of your aura. And so if you believe your aura is purple, maybe you'd want to get some amethyst and strengthen that purple in your color. So there's definitely a connection between the crystals and the aura. Link to the book. What you could do to find my book You can go to Amazon and just search it, Courageously You, and my name, Colleen Vanderzijden. You could also go to my website, psychicmediumcolleen.com, or becourageouslyyou.com should take you to my actual website, and go to my book page and get more information there. There's a link to buy. There's a link to download the first chapter for free. It's all right there. Own that happy. Yes. Okay, I'm going to pick one more, and then I guess I better stop because I am going late here. Who do I want to pick? Who grabs my energy right now? Maybe I'll do two. I want to go to Leanne. Leanne, with you, I am feeling a lot of the violet purple connection. The violet purple connection is the spiritual connection. It is the sensitivity, the artistic dreaming, the intuition. And here's the cool part. I'm also feeling the red with you. The red is the safety, the security, the home, the grounding, transitions in life. What's really cool about this, Leanne, is I get that spiritual connection and I get the grounding connection. And in the middle comes the pink color. And for you, the pink is the gentle, the calm, and the heart. You must have been really working on your balance and stuff, making sure that everything is going as best as it can, and trusting spirit, because you have that spiritual, you're a trusting spirit, and yet you're grounded and you're operating from love. Ooh, how amazing is that? I got goosebumps on that one. Wow. Since I've been watching you, most of your hair, except for your bangs, looks gray and white. That's really funny. I noticed I have more gray popping out up here, so I hope it's not real hair. Maybe my lighting is weird. I'm feeling pretty good, Lori. Good. Thank you. Ashley just posted the link for my book, which will take you right to the Amazon page. It's in the comments. Thank you, Ashley, for doing that. That will help. Does your aura reflect a specific emotion at a given moment, or more reflective of your inner self? It can do both. It can do both. It can reflect today, but also the bigger picture as well. So when you're closer to my feelings, when you're closer to your body, that's more of today and stuff. And when you get a little bit further, that's when you're going to start to see the spiritual parts. That's when you're going to start to see your overall. Julia, I'm guilty of overthinking. You must have a good yellow silver aura around your head. Not my hair. Yeah, getting older, these things happen. Life is better by the sea. Yes. Thank you so much. Seriously brought tears to my eyes. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so happy about that. Does one layer trump another? Like, what if you're very spiritual, have a major health problem? It wouldn't necessarily override it, but they might go together. So Sherry, let's do you. Ooh, this is interesting. I just love touching into people's energies and seeing what pops into my head. You have a lot of green, and that would be the healing energy, traditionally speaking. But within that green, okay, is the gold. So I've got green and I've got gold together, and the gold, I told you, is the spiritual, the highest gold to me, that royalty, the Jesus level energy. So you've got the green, which means you are getting, have you ever noticed that you feel as though you have beings around you helping you heal? That's what that is being told to me right now. So green with gold and other beings around you helping you. So that's interesting. And with this too, you have this beautiful blue color. It's almost a turquoisey color with a little extra blue in it. And that color is all about you trusting yourself and trusting your truth. So many people don't do that. So Sherry, congratulations. I guess you're getting really good at trusting yourself and trusting spirit. Because remember, when you're trusting yourself, you're trusting spirit too. It's trusting the divine. It's the same. So you're trusting yourself. You're getting guidance from the other side. You have that strong spiritual connection. And you're getting healing too. Woo! Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty amazing, actually. I love this. I love this. You guys are so funny. How many layers of colors is it possible to have? You can have so many colors. They can be all over the place. You can have so many. And you might see, if you're looking at aura sometimes, you might see like it almost looks like shapes in there. Just kind of follow them. Usually I see columns or flowing things. Every now and then if somebody's a really big thinker, I might get like squares and rectangles, and I'm like, whoa, your yellow is way too much here. You need to like calm down and stop thinking so much. Let's see. Maybe understanding my can help me better understand what I'm going through right now. I will see if I come back to you. When you're reading these, are these psychic readings? In a sense, they are, because what I'm doing is connecting with your energy, and that's really what psychic is, as opposed to mediumship, which is connecting with a spirit. Although I do know I'm being guided by something, someone, a coaching guide, a spirit guide on the other side. I know I'm being guided by that as well. So in a sense, they are psychic reading. If any of you are interested in doing like mediumship or psychic readings, this is a great way to do readings, because you can touch into somebody easily. And just kind of go, and then you're using the colors as a guide, but you're also intuitively connecting energetically and coming up with whatever's happening. Okay, I'm going to do one more next time for a reading. This would be a cool part. Me, please. Maybe I should do more readings. Do you guys want me to do more readings next week? I could just do, like soul readings. Before I did soul alignment words, and now we've done colors. Maybe I'll just do like little mini soul readings next week. Let me know if you want me to do that. Maybe I'll do that. That would be fun. Then I could just do it the whole time. I won't teach anything. I'll just talk to you the whole time. I love to align crystals to match my chakras. Okay, I'm looking for one more. Carol, poor Carol. She's asked me like 400 times now. Okay, Carol, I'm coming to you, and you'll be my last, I guess. I'm hoping I don't get overwhelmed and decide to keep going. But it is like 9:15. I probably should stop. So Carol, you should teach a Zoom on this. That's a good idea. I should do this. Can diet affect our aura? Oh, yes, because it would affect our health. Okay, I was going to talk to somebody, and I've totally forgotten who I'm talking to. Oh, Carol, right, sorry. Sorry, Carol. I started looking at the comments again, and here we are. There you are. Then I got sidetracked. Okay. Ooh, Carol, you'll have to let me know if this is true for you. I see an abundance of beautiful pink, which to me means compassion, kindness, and being gentle. I really wonder if you are a person who is there for others, who is very supportive, reassuring, kind, caring. I also wonder if sometimes if you might overextend yourself a little bit, and kind of forget about yourself, helping other people so much. I wonder if that's how you are, just because of that color. The pink is beautiful. I don't feel like shadows or bad, I don't like that word, things in there. I don't feel that, but I wonder, because your color is so beautiful, so vibrant, so pink, and so kind and caring. I just wonder if sometimes it's kind of been out of control, so to speak, even though that's a good thing, isn't it? Yes. Okay. That's too funny. And I also wonder, because I see within you as well, the third eye, the indigo color that goes there. I see that third eye energy of understanding yourself better, like who you really are, and being open to wanting to know more about that. So you're getting that guidance in here, and you have that in your aura as well. So I know it's there for you. I absolutely know it's there for you. And that expression of your truth. You must be an amazing person. Did you ever work in like healthcare or education or something? There's just such a beautiful sense of presence in your aura, Carol. Wow, this is fun. That would be fun. Yes, would love that. Yes, that would be amazing. That would be fun. Yes, that sounds cool. Yes. Okay, this is what we're going to do next week, I guess. We will just do soul readings next week. Little mini soul readings. I'll have to try to go faster. You know me, I talk too much, because I'm going to walk out there and I'm going to be like, okay, what have you been doing? You've been in there forever. So we will do mini soul readings next week. And we'll just, kind of like when I did the words, and kind of like what I'm doing here, and hope I don't talk forever. So, but you know me, that's just the way it is. Okay, I probably should stop talking. So let me see what else you got. You are so helpful. Thank you. Well, and it's interesting. This is obviously a volunteer thing on my part. But me, who I am, I'm a teacher. I want to teach people. And I want to teach people how to be themselves. I want to teach them how to be happier. I want to teach them how to be empowered. And I am a how-to person, so I love to give information that's going to help you be you so you can live the happy life that you're supposed to be living. Even if you got crap happening, you can still do it. You can still do it. And so everything I do is all about that. Even the show, even private things, even coaching groups, my retreat, whatever it is. That's what I do. Soul readings. You guys are so amazing. You're funny. Being in truth. Yes. Perfect. Awesome. That is Carol. I love it. Isn't that fun? I am correct. Isn't it amazing? Spirit never lets me down. Never lets me down. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I've got like 54 new comments and I probably should stop talking. So can the auras reflect trauma that you've experienced? It can. Whew. Okay. So this is what we'll do. Let's just continue this next week. We will continue this next week. I will do soul readings and you can continue asking all these questions and whatever comes into your head. We'll talk a little bit about auras. We'll talk about the soul, all this stuff. Definitely, I do recommend, because I am, as I said, the teacher. I am the teacher. I do recommend getting my book. I don't want to make it sound like a sales pitch, but the whole point of doing my book, writing this book over the past 20 whatever years, is to help people be themselves so they can be happier. Right? So you can be yourself and your soul, your aura, everything will expand. Okay, I will stop talking. This is ridiculous. So definitely go in the comments, find the link, buy the book, and that will help you. And next week we will do these readings and we will continue on with our conversation. Okay, you guys have a fun week and I will stop talking. See you later. Bye.